Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Ed. Uh, kind of doing this one. Well, I always do them off the cuff, and of course I open my mouth, and she walks right in the room. Hey, hi Maya, how you doing, buddy? Literally, she was outside until I hit record. She heard, she ran through the dog door, and now she's here to say hi. Actually, you know what? I think I have a really good thumbnail or a picture of her earlier this week. So maybe I'll use that as a thumbnail, which you will probably have already seen if I remember to do it. Um, so jumping into Eve here, and I love the fact that she jumps in, says hi, and then gets out. Um, so I've got some notes. I sent there were some comments on some of my previous videos that I thought it would be kind of cool to actually at the second half of the video, uh, go through some of those comments and answer them because sometimes it's a little bit harder to. Um, it it's easier to talk than to type, and there's some good info in there. So I think the second half of the video I'll do that. First half of the video, let's pull up the notes. I think part of it uh, was, if I remember correctly, with my notes that I was taking since the last video. Doo-doo-doo. One thing I was thinking about was uh, if this is going to be a mostly manufacturing character, or at least halfway, um, to uh, I think you need to be a little bit more regimented, or not regimented. That's a terrible. You never want to be regimented while you're playing a game, but um, I do a lot of things off the cuff, so or on the cuff. I don't even remember what that phrase is. But on a daily gameplay, if you're trying to get the best bang for your buck or set things up so that you don't have to worry about them, I was thinking maybe it might be good to start creating a small checklist for things that I should check every day when I boot in. That way I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the day. And you guys probably already have things like this. I really don't normally bother with them too much. I use them a ton at work, so maybe that's why I don't use them here. Um, just for the effect of so I don't miss something. Like as soon as I walk into work, I do a quick round about the warehouse. Then I try to address any issues there real quick, and then I'll swing over, check my messages, and also my email if possible, and then I move into setting up, uh, my audits for the day and that sort of thing. Um, and there's other things that I do. That's boring, so I'll get off that. But I was thinking with Eve, there are certain things that you can do to make your life easier, so you're not forgetting certain things. Like, do I have the right skills in the skill queue? Do I have my production set up? Um, to maximize it. Have once you get farther and farther, you're going to have to schedule out station maintenance or whenever you're mining fleets or the guys who do the moon goose. If there's moon goose still out there, I don't know. I know there's the mining platforms and timings on that. Um, and if you do it well, and you become part of a corporation, you could really become the backbone of a corporation or even an alliance or part of the backbone that allows them to do what they need to do. So I really started off very simply earlier this week because I was working. Um, then I kind of stopped because I thought I would just kind of brainstorm a little bit while I was in the video today. And while I'm brainstorming it, we'll do my regular stuff. So I did create a checklist here. Um, just really, this is the most simple checklist you'll ever find. But basically, when you when I boot up, I want to make sure that I'm double checking certain things. So in general, can I change the size of this font here? I think it's just a notepad. I don't think I'm allowed to. I think I've tried this before. Yeah. So I made a quick list of daily checks and possibly weekly checks, and then kind of a monthly check there. And this will grow a little bit or be refined. Um, but in general, if I was to be doing this full time, well, full time, I mean, doing this in the right way. I think on a daily um, setup, I would want to check my manufacturing queue. And so my thoughts were check your manufacturing, check your science jobs, check your mail, check any chats that you may have. Then make sure you're getting your free stuff, which I have up on the screen right now. And then also, you don't want to be doing that every session that you're doing. Well, you want to do that every session. Well, there's certain things that you don't need to do every session. And this is probably the one that will grow the most as you progress, and that would be the weekly checks. Um, Number one would be your skill queue. I need to check my skill queue right now, or today. So we'll take a brief look at that as well. And then check the news out, upcoming events, things like that. I know the Crimson Harvest is going on right now. If you really want to learn to take advantage of some of the things that come up, um, knowing events are coming up, maybe do a little bit of research into the past to see what are good fits and things like that. If the event is a reoccurring event, or if something is coming up that's a big event that's new, to try to be ready for that. On a last end, I have just a monthly check that I think you should do, and there's other things. Just checking your inventory once a month, going through your assets and your stations, and making sure that you know where everything's at. Maybe doing a little bit of reorganization. It's almost like cleaning your bedroom. Should my shoes go over here? Should my Blueprint originals be in one station? Should you know what I'm saying? Um, but you don't have to do that every single day. But every once in a while, I'm amazed at how often I've played in the past, and then I forget where something is, and then I'm spending hours trying to find stuff because I've accumulated all this junk all over the place. So if you keep it up in a monthly pattern where you know where maybe 4 or 5 different things are. The irony of this is I had actually set this up when I was playing Fallout 4 in survival mode with my settlements. I came up with a system of having hubs for my settlements, so that I didn't have stuff scattered all over the place. And this would be a lot more intricate here. By the way, my nose has been itching so much. I'm going to try to stop doing this now. Um, but maybe the coffee usually helps your nose not itch. Okay, so you know what? I've been using the Ted Lasso mug for probably a couple weeks now. Probably because it's one of my largest mugs and I need a lot of coffee intake, but maybe I'll switch up the mugs going forward. I have a lot. Um, so to delve into that, um, let's take a quick look. Now, the first and easiest thing that I found is, do I want to bring this list up every single day? No. But what I can do is on my um, options bar over on the left, actually order the things that I need to check on each day, and then on a weekly basis, and then on a monthly basis over on the left-hand side. And that way, I can just go right down the line. So let's just pull up that list. I'm going to say, okay, we need to check our manufacturing every single day that we come in. So just put it at the top. This is so simple. Um, and then the next one would be the science jobs, which would also be in my manufacturing thing. Then I want to check my mail. Now, this could actually be probably my mail would be not the most important because I don't get a whole lot of mail. Um, and then, but you don't want to miss something. Let's see here. We've got Discord or chats. So I'm just going to move my chats up here near the top. Now, this is the chat channels. Obviously, I'm still rubbing my nose. Maybe I need to trim the mustache. Um, while obviously you're not going to read any old chats in here, it would do two things. Number one, it would remind you, let's say you're in a big alliance or corporation, you get it up there and it's right there on the top. So you're constantly looking at it. You can also announce to everybody that you came in for the day, you're checking in with everybody. But also, just by looking at that little icon, it can be a quick reminder that if you do have a Discord chat, if you do have another way of communicating outside of Eve, to go check those things really quickly. Um, I hate it whenever I'm halfway through the day at work and or even in life, and then I realize that, oh shoot, I forgot to check my messages or something like that, and I find out that I missed something, maybe an event or something that somebody needs help with, that sort of thing. So just having that little icon there, while it's not you're not going to be getting any past information from it, it will induce you to actually look for those things. Um, Alrighty, what else we got here? Just go chat and then free stuff. Always want to get our free stuff. So let's see here. No, I don't think. Yeah, you can't move the daily login stuff up there, but you can move your Air Career Program upstairs, up there, which is right there. Where am I at with the Air Career Program? Now that's not where I get my free stuff though. That would be under the opportunities area. And here's the irony of this. So obviously you get your opportunities rewards, but by pulling up the opportunities spot, maybe if you don't have a plan for the rest of the day, or if you're just kind of wanting to meander around about, you just pull up the opportunities, especially if you're a high sec person, to see what you can get done. And then you can also remember to grab your rewards. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So that's there. What else we got? Uh, the skill queue. Oh, that's important. Um, so right after that, we need to check our skill queue. Now that is actually at the top. I can't move it, I don't think. You can't move the skill queue. So it's at the top, so you shouldn't miss it. I guess skill queue you want to check as often as you possibly can, but if you once you get longer into the game and it takes 8 or 9 days to finish off a skill, it might not be as important, but you definitely don't want to miss that ninth day. You want to set up that skill queue to make it going. And maybe over the course of, let's say you've got a plan, like a 30-day plan of like 7 different skills that you're putting in, but then 7 days into it, your gameplay has changed, or maybe you're in an NPC or not an NPC, a player-controlled corp that got kicked out of an area, so you're having to reset up things. Maybe you need to readjust your skill plan. So while you may have these skill plans up, it's always good to look at them at least once a week. Um, and then news. Um, so you've got your news. I can't really put anything over there. I guess you could go into the agency, stuff like that, and that's already right up there. Put that right under there. And last but not least, there's certain things that I think I've never really done a lot of this, but I'll probably have to do it trying out this style. Is you've got your regional market. And that can be very important from what I understand, as far as tracking prices of goods and making a profit and looking to see trends. It may even be something that you might want to move to the top until you get a good feel for what you're looking for. In general, if you take a gander at your market a lot and kind of over time start figuring out certain trends, um, maybe a war's about to happen within the game. Maybe there's an event that's coming up, and you can be ready for these trends that are coming along. What's buying, what's selling, that sort of thing, what you need to hold on to for a little while. There's times where different ores and things like that might be worth more or less, and maybe you just accumulate and then sell. But getting into a pattern of constantly checking the market might be a very good thing if you're doing manufacturing. So that would be something that somebody might want to do. But everybody's going to have their own play style too. Obviously, if you don't have any friends, why do you need the mail? So why would that be at the top? If you're constantly working on fitting out ships, maybe you want to have your fit screen at the top. But this right here is just my daily, as a manufacturer, my daily reminders of, okay, boot it up. Let's go through each one just to make sure we're good. So let's go through each one, or not each one, but I do want to check out my skill plan because I know I need to update that a little bit. And you know what? I think I've got my screen at the high quality, not the high performance. So it's probably running a little bit slow today. So as you can tell, I don't know if you can read the small text in there. Um, I've only got 2 skills in here. And this is what caught me um, to remember to jump into the skill plan. I've got drones level 4 and drones level 5 coming up. Here's the irony. Right now, I'm flying a ship that can only fly 1 drone, so I don't really need these 2 skills right now. This is going to go directly into one of the comments that somebody brought up that I saw last night. I haven't replied to them yet, um, but I'm going to talk about this right now. I said a little bit the other day about banking your skill points. Should you bank them? Shouldn't you? It's all about your gameplay style. I used to bank all of them just for the fear that I wanted to use them at some point, and every once in a while I would. But I found that I had a lot of skill points that were just sitting out there, never used, and it might have been holding me back. So I'm trying to figure out a good balance of when to use the skill point, the banked skill points, and not just let them sit there. I think I always want to keep an emergency amount in there for somewhat if I need to skill up in something pretty quickly. Um, but uh, I definitely want to use those at some point. Now, recently, what I've been doing is just going out and mining with my venture and then doing missions, level 1 missions with my incursus. Next episode, I have, well, maybe I'll just wait till the next storyline. I did just finish my 15th mission or 14th mission, um, and they offered me a storyline mission. You guys know about storylines. Maybe I won't even bother with that. If you want to hear about me to do one on storyline missions, especially incredible level ones, let me know. But I'm just probably going to progress with that. But let's stop myself. I'll get back on track with a little bit of coffee. The dog just walked in. Maybe she heard me going down a rabbit hole I didn't really need to go. Skill plan. So I've got drones 4, drones 5. I don't need these skills right now, but I will need them. If you are a Galente pilot, you will need drones level 5. There's no getting around it. So when I first created this character, I threw all of these in here just to get them started. The second part is now I have to figure out what's important to me. I've got my mining that's going on one hand and my mission running that's going on the other hand. And the Incursus that I'm flying is doing pretty well through all the level 1 missions, as it should, with its really basic setup. Um, how do I increase that? How do I get that better? At some point, I'm going to want to move up to a destroyer. At some point, I'm going to want to move up to a cruiser. But if this is going to be a manufacturing character, do I throw in skills a for manufacturing first and get those done while I'm just running these low level missions? Or do I balance them out? Or do I get some really basic, simple, I'm going to try to change those words up, simple skills for flying a um, uh, combat ship? Or you can do both. That's another one that you can do. And that's what I'm going to focus on today. Just real briefly, I'm going to throw maybe 1 or 2 days worth of skills in um, that will help both skills if I can. Um, now, I'm flying a Venture, um, and I'm also flying an Incursus. So my first thought was, well, throw in an extra level 3 of Galente frigate. Well, that doesn't help my Venture a whole lot. So then I could do mining frigate. That's 3 days worth of skilling. Do I really want to spend that time right now getting up to there? I would say no. But then there's some side things that you can do that will help you. And we're going to go, I'm just going to find 1 or 2 of them. I'm sure there's other ones that are out there. But let's just go to navigation. And then we're going to look at some of the skills that we've got that might be able to help both. Now I've got only 1 level in acceleration control, 5% bonus to micro speed, and power boost. That would actually help me. It sounds weird, but it would actually help me a little bit more in both areas because it helps my transversal in combat, and it might help me navigating from point A to point B in while I'm mining it out in certain areas. I'm just kind of spitballing here. I'm just going to throw this up here. Boom. It's not a huge boost, and it's only 5 hours, but it will give me a boost in the future. How about evasive maneuvering? Is that any good? Improved skill at efficiently turning and accelerating. Yes, that would definitely help me. We're going to throw that in here, and that's for 2 hours. So I'm going to throw that at the top. I think that's actually more helpful than the acceleration control, and that helps with both high speed maneuvering. Um, let's see here, micro warp drives. I'm not flying anything with micro warp drive right now. It doesn't help me. Skill at regulating power output thrusters. Don't really need that right now. I may need that in the future. Warp drive operation. Skill at managing warp drive efficiency. Reduction capacitor. Okay. So, and a lot of people don't recognize this one. I don't need this one right now because the systems I am in are not that big. But warp drive operation can be very helpful if you're going from across very large um, uh, systems. I'm not going to put this into the queue, but never discount it because there's certain systems where your warp drive won't get you, if it's at a low level, won't get you all the way across that system. I think like Magico is one of those. There's a lot of them that are out there, just off the top of my head. That was the first one I ever ran into where I went to warp to the other Stargate and it landed halfway in between. So that could be helpful, but it's not to me right now. I think you're getting the general gist. Um, one other one that I wanted to look at was, well, I'm not even going to look at it. You can look at your defenses, shield and armor, depending on the types of ships you fly. The reason why I say this is I'm flying a Venture right now and in mining, but I'm in a point 0.5 system, which has a little bit tougher rats. Um, also, if you were in a lower sex system, um, you might want to have a little bit more defense while you're on a gate so that somebody can't one-shot you as easily. That'll also be helped with your acceleration and your evasive maneuvering. So just some thoughts there. I'm going to throw these in here. I'll probably mess around with my skilling a little bit more later on. Probably going to throw in that Galente frigate thing because that helps out a lot. But so um, that's that. Anything else on my notes for the day? Maybe I'll save some for the next video. I wanted to do a quick thing about compact or mono afterburners or um, basically all types of compact versus other ones. I'll probably do that next video. Mission agents. Oh, that'll probably be the next one. I have an idea that I think would be pretty cool for Eve. But I'll hit that one next time. It's all about mission agents, and they've been kind of the same for a long time. And I think there's a way that you could program them or write in them that would not be that hard, but would elevate the experience for the player. So I want to bring that up. Alpha gift skin, not usable. From the Crimson. Oh, this was kind of funny. Do I have it still here? Let's see here. I haven't got my free gifts for the day. Um, not that one. It's there. And this is just something I noticed. Is it? Yeah. So day 2 of the Crimson Harvest for an alpha character, they give you the ability to a skin for a daredevil. Now, am I not mistaken? I think I was in a daze when I saw this, but I wanted to look it up. I think a daredevil you can't fly as an alpha, which would be really funny. Let's see here. Um, actually, I can just jump. Why am I going to the skill tree? It takes longer to find it. I can just type it in the top. Search daredevil. Little things like this kind of get me every once in a while. If I'm right, it'll perturb me a little bit. Show info. Maybe you can fly it. So Daredevil requirements. Let's see here. Requirements. I guess you can. Yeah, you can fly a Daredevil. Huh. As a alpha, because you just need level 3 of Galente frigate and level 3 of Minmatar frigate. Now, whether or not it's worthwhile or not, I don't know. Okay, I did not know that. Okay. I was about to poo-poo on CCP, but I'm wrong. I thought they were giving you a skin that you couldn't actually use. I'm an idiot. Okay, I like to point that out as much as possible. What are the notes I got here? Let's delete that real quick before I forget that I actually said it and try to make the same point and look even dumber. Deleted. 4-hour window for declining. Oh, I like this update. Um, so this is such a small little update, but I really, really like it. So I'm going to do something here real quick. It's the simplest little update that they did. And maybe it was out there before, but I don't think it was. So I'm just pulling up a mission, and they're giving me the option to take this mission. Obviously, you can accept it or decline it. Now, the rule has always been that if you decline the mission, you have they'll offer you another mission if you decline the second mission within 4 hours. That you would then lose standing. Well, that's still the case, but I'm going to decline this first one and watch it not do it for me. But I'm going to request a second one. And then, yeah, it's still there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear I never saw this before. Hopefully, this is a new update. This is one of those little peace of mind and good little things that they may have added over the last 6 months or so. Maybe it was before that. I didn't do a lot of missioning. But it says at the very bottom here of the mission, they updated the mission. It said declining a mission from this agent within the next 3 hours and 59 minutes. And this counter will slowly go down. So that's kind of nice. Always take a look for that to make sure that you don't accidentally lose some standing if you're doing missions. I know it's a simple thing, but if it helps you, that's what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out here. And probably, you know what the irony is? That's probably been that way for like 10 years, and I have never noticed it. And that's the other thing too, is, and I've said this before, I have not done missioning a whole lot. Every once in a while, I would do them. I used to do a lot of distribution missions out of boredom, which weird because distribution missions are maybe the most bored missions that are out there, but they're so simple. Um, career missions. Oh, that was the storyline mission. So I'm going to rewrite this so I don't forget it. So maybe next episode, I'll do something about this. As you can see over here, I have a storyline mission that's been offered to me. I want to do just a little bit of a talk about compact equipment um, and some other stuff. So I try to write stuff up here that I won't forget. And then at some point, I want to do a mission on episode on comparing different ammos that I've learned, optimizing your percentages, insurgencies. I haven't looked a lot into that. So anything that I'm thinking about that I might be able to research a little bit more, both for videos, but for myself to learn more, I'm just throwing it in here. Uh, so there we go. Now, last but not least, let's see if we got some comments here. Oh, wow, I'm already at 30 minutes. So maybe I'll do one or two comments, reply to those. Maybe at the end of every video, like I said, I'm trying out different things with um, doing, uh, making the videos, trying different formats, seeing what works best or not. Um, so number one, and I think I said this episode or two before. Again, thank you everybody for your um, uh, welcoming me back. I've gotten a lot of both messages and comments and things like that, and I'm really having a lot of fun. Um, let's just I'm just going to snip these here. I haven't answered some of these yet. I did read them while I was at work, but I didn't want to type into my phone. I thought I'd wait until I had my computer, and then I thought this might be kind of cool. So maybe, so let's see here. This kind of hits on, this is one of them. This was from Nigel Roberts, 7986. I hoard the skill points just in case I need to train in a skill in a hurry. 100% agree with you on that. I used to do this all the time. I just talked about this earlier. Mine is now trying to figure out that balance, when to use them, when to not. I have a lot of stuff in my basement that I've been holding on to forever that really I should just give away to like Goodwill or something like that. And I need to go through it all. I just keep holding on to it. I kind of look at skill points that way. There's certain things that you want to save it for. Um, a real life example of that is I was kind of starting to go through the basement. I found about 2 months ago, found an old espresso machine that I'd never even known I had. Pulled it out and started using it. So you want those skill points. You want to have the availability for them, but if you never use them, they're not doing you any good. So I think there's a balance there. So Nigel, I 100% agree with you there. It's just a matter of how many do you hold on to, and there might be even be a calculation there that you can do. Um, and maybe I'll try to figure something out with that for a video. Yeah, that'll be really annoying. I got a lot of messages from people saying that they were just recently getting back in the game, which makes sense that I'm getting them on my YouTube channel because my um uh, title for these videos is returning to Eve. If somebody was returning to Eve and they were looking for something in YouTube, what would they type in? Returning to Eve. So got a couple of those. So Crew Dog 16. Uh, if you need anything, just check in. Um, Also, Orthodox NPC. Again, boom. I'm gonna reply to these to let you know to check out the video. But he said he was thinking about getting back into the game um, as casual, and then 3 sessions, and so that's awesome. There was another one here. Great message there from Troy Mackey. I know I saw one. I'm going to reply to these. Uh, Actually, I did not see this one. Let's do one on the fly here. So that was Nigel there. I'm using the snipping tool just because it's easier for me to bring that up here. So Isaac Coverstone. I have not even read this yet, but I just saw the first line. Train your pilots and frigates until you can run an Atron. I think you can run an Atron at level 1, but maybe he's talking about getting it run as well as possible. Kit it out for insta-warp. Keep a couple in your hangar for doing quick runs to Jita or other places if you're buying, selling small items and blueprints, etc. Way better than a freighter for getting around in a fractional. Okay, this is a great example, a great thought. I actually do something very similar to this. Now, it's not as fast as a Atron, but I actually just use my Venture to go back and forth. It's at least just a frigate. You can definitely make it faster. I'm like maybe 5 or 6 jumps from Dodixie, so it's not too far. But let's say you were in an area like uh, Golfinoti. I think that's one of the systems. Um, that is a long way away from, or a decent way away from a hub. The dog's back. I'll let her hang out, and I'll try to talk while she's trying to play. Let's say you're in Golfinoti. That's the closest hub is Ren's, which is maybe your lowest level um, trade hub. then you're really far away from a lot of other places. And if you want to get specific blueprints, having an InstaWarp frigate um, would be very, very helpful. Maybe I'll do the same. So this is a great point. I've just been using my little venture to go since it's kind of quick, and I just run up to Dodixie or wherever I need to do. I haven't really had to jump more than 6 jumps anywhere. But really, once you start getting to that 10, 15 jumps, you'll really save a lot of time by having the Insta Warp frigate, and you can do this sort of thing um, with an Atron as an alpha. So boom. Yeah, great note there. Maybe I'll just start doing these more. I know there were other messages here. Um, got a couple here from Bunog. Um, and headbound. So I will go through these messages today. It's my first day off in a while. I know the video is going a little bit long right now, but maybe at the end of every video or every other video, I'll try to go through 1 or 2 comments. I think that's a little bit better than me just hitting thanks on the comment section. I try to when I'm replying to comments, I do try to write something in there if there was a question. But maybe this will be kind of cool. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I like the idea though. All right. Hey, that's all I got for today. Um, I This is Sunday. I'll probably post this tomorrow or Tuesday. I have another video that I have to make that I did just a little bit ago, like that I need to make the thumbnail for. I'll get that up. This one should be right after that. So, hey guys, that's all I got for today. Um, Other than that, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye bye.